As the camera slowly pans over the fog-covered peaks of the Appalachian Mountains, the air thick with mist and mystery, we prepare to step into a realm where the whispers of the past are as real as the shadows that flit between the trees. Tonight, we delve into the chilling whispers of the Appalachian Mountains, a place where legends and reality blur, entwining to form tales that have chilled the spines of locals for generations. Join me as we uncover the dark secrets and apparitions that lurk in these hills, revealing stories so terrifying they must be true.
In the heart of the Appalachians, where the dense forests seem almost impenetrable, lurks a creature born from the darkest corners of Cherokee folklore, the Wampus cat. This beast, often described as a fearsome mix of a cougar and a human, prowls the nights, its eerie cries piercing the silence of the woods. Legend has it that the Wampus cat was once a beautiful Cherokee woman transformed by a shaman's curse, doomed to roam the mountains as a spectral feline. The origins of this curse trace back to a forbidden ceremony from which she was supposed to be barred. Defying the ban, she witnessed the sacred rituals and was punished by being bound to the spirit of a mountain lion.
Venturing further into the tale, many locals claim to have encountered this spectral cat, describing its glowing eyes that reflect the deepest sorrows of the night. Its cry, a harrowing blend of a woman's wail and a mountain lion's roar, is said to be an omen of misfortune or even death. Over the years, the Wampus cat has become a symbol of protection for some, embodying the wild and untamed spirit of the Appalachians. Others view her as a vengeful spirit, forever stalking the descendants of those who wronged her. As we explore the dense foliage and shadowed paths where the Wampus cat is said to roam, the air grows thick with the scent of moss and mystery. The rustling leaves and the occasional snap of a twig underfoot might just signal the presence of this elusive creature. Interviews with local historians and chilling first-hand accounts paint a vivid picture of encounters that leave even the most skeptical minds reeling. The impact of this legend on Appalachian culture is profound. It's woven into the fabric of local folklore, influencing everything from art to literature, and even local festivals that celebrate the mysterious and paranormal aspects of these mountains. The story of the Wampus cat is not just a tale of fear, but also a narrative of respect and caution towards the forces of nature that we do not fully understand. Deep in these woods, the boundary between the natural and the supernatural seems to vanish. With each step deeper into the forest, the possibility of crossing paths with the Wampus cat grows, turning every shadow into a potential hiding spot for this cursed creature. The question remains, is the Wampus cat merely a figment of collective imagination? Or could this creature be prowling the Appalachian wilderness, a phantom of unyielding curses and untold stories? As night falls over the Appalachians, the mountains seem to hold their breath, the silence a stark contrast to the legends that haunt these parts. The story of the Wampus cat is a chilling reminder of the mysteries that may lie just beyond the reach of our lanterns and campfires. Whether myth or monster, the legacy of the Wampus cat continues to be a powerful force in the lore of these rugged highlands.
The Appalachian Trail stretches over 2,000 miles, winding through the heart of these ancient mountains. It is not only a path through nature, but also a journey through a realm of spirits and shadows. Hikers and locals alike whisper of encounters with apparitions that refuse to leave the land they once walked in life. The ghosts of the Appalachian Trail are as varied as the stories that give them life, each spectre carrying a tale of tragedy and longing.
One of the most haunting stories is that of a young hiker named Molly, who vanished on a foggy evening. Her spirit is said to roam the trail, eternally searching for her way back home. Hikers report seeing a figure in the mist, hearing soft sobs that echo through the trees. The legend of Molly adds a palpable layer of sorrow to the scenic beauty of the trail, reminding us that every path has its phantoms. Another well-known specter is that of old Jacob, a miner who met his demise in a collapse. His figure, often spotted by the old mining encampments, is said to be guarding the treasures he never got to claim. These apparitions are not mere tales to scare the unwary traveler. They are manifestations of the deep, sometimes violent history that these mountains have witnessed.
Exploring the trail, the remnants of old settlements and abandoned outposts serve as eerie monuments to past lives. Here, the veil between past and present seems especially thin, allowing glimpses of Appalachian history to seep through. The wind carries whispers of past tragedies and lost loves, each step on the trail a reminder of the impermanence of life and the persistence of memory. Interviews with paranormal investigators and historians provide insight into the frequent supernatural occurrences along the trail. Their research and experiences suggest that these mountains hold memories, replaying them through the apparitions and events that hikers and locals experience. The scientific pursuit to explain these phenomena is as relentless as the stories are captivating. Nighttime on the Appalachian Trail brings a different kind of solitude, where the silence is thick and the darkness envelops everything. It's during these hours that the ghosts are said to be most active, a time when the past refuses to be forgotten. Equipped with night vision cameras and EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, recorders, we attempt to capture evidence of the supernatural, each piece of data adding a layer of credibility to the legends. As we delve deeper into the spectral world of the Appalachian Trail, it becomes clear that these stories are not just remnants of the past, but living parts of the mountain's identity. They serve as a reminder that we are not alone on these trails. The spirits of those who came before us linger, caught between worlds, perhaps not ready to let go of the land they loved. The ghosts of the Appalachian Trail are more than just folklore. They are a chilling testament to the area's rich and tumultuous history. They challenge us to look beyond what we see and remind us that the trails we walk are shared with the echoes of those who walked them before us. As we leave the trail, the echo of footsteps that follow us out suggests that our exploration into the paranormal is far from over. The mystery continues, as deep and enduring as the mountains themselves. Nestled deep in the shadows of the Appalachian Mountains lies a tale so shrouded in mystery and fear, it chills the very soul. Tonight we delve into the eerie legend of the Confederate gold, lost more than a century ago, and said to be cursed by the spirits of those who once guarded it.
As the Civil War drew to a close, desperate Confederate officials attempted to move their vast treasures to a safer location. According to legend, a hefty cache of gold and silver was loaded onto a wagon and escorted by a contingent of Confederate soldiers through the dense, mountainous terrains of the Appalachians. But they were never seen again, vanished without a trace into the misty folds of these ancient hills.
Over the years, many have tried to locate this lost treasure, driven by greed, curiosity, and the thrill of the hunt. But the mountains, secretive and silent, keep their treasures well hidden. Those who have ventured too close to the truth have often met with bizarre accidents or unexplainable misfortunes. It's as if the mountains themselves are guardians of this cursed gold, protecting it from the hands of mortal men.
The local folklore speaks of ghostly soldiers seen wandering through the woods, their hollow eyes searching endlessly for their lost cargo. Witnesses report eerie sounds at night, like the clinking of metal and the distant sound of wagon wheels echoing through the fog. These apparitions and sounds fuel the legend, drawing both skeptics and believers into the heart of the Appalachian wilderness.
One chilling account comes from a man named Joseph, a seasoned hiker familiar with these lands. While trekking near an old, overgrown trail rumored to be the path the soldiers took, Joseph stumbled upon a clearing. There, he encountered what he described as a spectral procession of Confederate soldiers, transparent and silent, marching eternally. He fled, terror-stricken, claiming that as he looked back, the ghostly figures were staring directly at him, their faces twisted in sorrow and pain.
But the curse is not only about spectral sightings. Many who have searched for the gold have experienced severe misfortune. Some have lost their way, never to return, while others have suffered accidents or sudden illnesses. Local legend has it that the gold is tainted not only by the greed and desperation of those who hid it, but also by the blood and tragedy of the war itself.
The tale of the Confederate gold is not just a ghost story. It's a reminder of the past's relentless grip on the present. It warns us about the dangers of obsession and the lengths to which men will go for wealth and power. The mountains, with their haunting beauty and hidden depths, serve as a perfect backdrop for this dark and enduring legend. In the lore of the Appalachians, there are many stories, but the curse of the Confederate gold remains one of the most compelling. It's a tale that combines history, mystery, and the supernatural in a way that only these ancient mountains can.
As we explore this legend, we must ask ourselves, is it the gold that is cursed? Or is it us, forever doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past in our lust for fortune? As night falls over these rugged peaks, the whisper of the past becomes a roar. Whether it's the howl of the wind through the trees or the restless souls of soldiers doomed to guard their lost treasure forever, one thing remains clear. The mountains hold their secrets tight. And perhaps some mysteries are best left unsolved, lest we find ourselves ensnared in the curse of the Confederate gold.
Nestled atop the rugged ridges of Cumberland Gap, the Hensley settlement whispers tales of its past residents, echoing through the abandoned cabins and desolate schoolhouse. Here, the spirits of early 20th century settlers are said to linger, bound to the land they once toiled so hard upon.
As we dive into the eerie history of this isolated community, the chill of the unseen grips tighter with each step we take on this forsaken ground.
The settlement, established in 1903 by Sherman Hensley, was a self-sustaining community cut off from the modernizing world below. It thrived in isolation, but as the decades passed, life became unsustainable, leading to its abandonment in 1951. Now it stands frozen in time, a ghostly monument to Appalachian resilience and despair.
Visitors and paranormal investigators alike report chilling encounters in the settlement. Disembodied voices call out in the dead of night, spectral children are seen playing in the dusty fields, and eerie lights flicker in windows of the long-deserted homes. Each account adds a layer to the settlement's haunted reputation, compelling us to explore these phenomena.
Perhaps the most heart-wrenching tales come from the old schoolhouse. Here, the laughter of children once filled the air, but now only silence and cold drafts move through the empty classrooms.
Investigators have recorded sudden temperature drops and captured evocative EVPs that suggest the presence of former residents, unwilling or unable to leave. The ethereal mist that often shrouds the settlement seems to hold secrets of its own.
Some locals believe it acts as a veil between the living and the dead, thinning as spirits pass through. Our journey through the foggy paths becomes a palpable encounter with the unknown.
As night falls, the settlement transforms. The shadows seem to stretch and reach as if trying to communicate. Our cameras, our eyes in the darkness, catch glimpses of figures darting between the buildings. Is it a trick of the light, or are the spirits of Hensley's past residents stirring?
One poignant story involves the apparition of an old woman seen looking out from the window of her cabin. Described as wearing period clothing, her sad eyes seem to search for someone or something lost long ago. Her presence is often accompanied by a sudden scent of roses, her favorite flower grown in her garden decades earlier.
In the schoolhouse, the ghostly activity intensifies with the use of trigger objects. Old toys and books from the era are placed in classrooms to awaken the spirits. The reaction is almost immediate. Lights flicker, and a soft sobbing can be heard, echoing through the hollow halls. It's as though the very soul of the settlement is reaching out through the veil of time.
Our investigation leads us to the old blacksmith shop, where the clang of a hammer on an anvil has been heard in the stillness of the night. No physical being is there to wield the hammer, yet the sound is unmistakable, resonant with the sweat and effort of a long-dead blacksmith.
As we conclude our night at Hensley Settlement, the overwhelming sense of being watched lingers. The cries of the past are etched into the walls, the ground, the very air around us. This place is a stark reminder that in some corners of Appalachia, the past never truly dies. It waits silently for the living to listen. Deep within the shadowy forests of the Cherokee National Forest lurks a legend so terrifying it has been passed down through generations of Cherokee people. Spearfinger, or Utlunta, as she is known in Cherokee, is a figure of nightmare, a witch with a long, sharp finger made of obsidian, used to cut through human flesh and extract the livers of her victims.
This gruesome entity is described as having skin as hard as rock and an insatiable appetite for human organs. Her ability to shapeshift into any form, including loved ones, makes her especially fearsome.
Parents would warn their children not to stray too far into the woods, lest Spearfinger assume the guise of a family member to deceive and devour them. The tale of Spearfinger is not just a story to instill fear. It serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers lurking in the unknown.
It reflects the deep respect and reverence the Cherokee have for the natural world, emphasizing the balance between man and nature and the consequences of its disruption. Spearfinger's most notable haunt is said to be along the trails of the Smoky Mountains, where hikers report unsettling experiences.
Shadows that move against the direction of light, whispers that mimic the sounds of the forest, and a chilling sensation of being watched are common tales among the trails. The lore is rich with encounters.
One particularly chilling account involves a group of hikers who camped near the Klingman's Dome. As dusk fell, they heard a sweet maternal voice calling out, mimicking one of their mothers. The voice beckoned them deeper into the forest, towards an uncertain fate. Only the warning tales of Spearfinger stopped them from pursuing the voice further.
Investigators and curious thrill seekers who venture into Spearfinger's domain often use various methods to protect themselves, from traditional Cherokee prayers to modern technological gadgets that monitor environmental changes. These tools sometimes capture fluctuations in temperature and electromagnetic fields, suggesting a presence not entirely of this world.
As we delve deeper into the heart of the forest, the air grows dense, almost palpable with the stories of those who walked these paths before us. Every rustle in the underbrush, every snap of a twig underfoot heightens the sense of urgency and danger that this legend embodies.
The impact of Spearfinger's story on local culture is profound. It influences not only the cautionary tales passed to children, but also the stewardship of the land. The Cherokee and other local communities continue to respect and protect these woods, mindful of the balance that must be maintained to keep such spirits at bay.
In our quest to understand the truth behind the legend, we must consider not only the supernatural possibility, but also the cultural significance. These tales, passed down through the ages, serve not just to scare, but to educate and preserve the heritage of the Cherokee people.
As dusk turns to night, the forest seems to close in, the shadows lengthen, and the air chills. Whether Spearfinger is a tale of caution or a spectral reality, her presence is felt by all who dare to explore her domain. The legend of Spearfinger is a chilling reminder that some horrors are timeless, lurking in the shadows of both our world and our minds. As the fog settles back over the mountains, remember, some tales are rooted deeper in truth than you might wish. Good night, and stay safe out there. These stories from the heart of Appalachia are not just mere tales. They embody the fears, warnings, and heritage of a people closely tied to the land. As you lie down tonight, think of the mountains shrouded in mystery and the spirits that may still wander in the eternal woods.